Hi guys, welcome to this upload for you guys here on Wrestling Fan Open My Night. Thank you ever so much for tuning in wherever you are in the world that may be. Now, big shout out to every one of you guys. Is a massive thank you to every one of you guys that is watching this at home. Because you make me want to do videos for you guys, and I'm grateful for the amount of people who've hit that subscribe button. But if you're new around here, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, so you'll be in and updated anytime I do any videos. Now, I want to say to every one of you guys is that I'll be honest with you, I was deflated after the England versus Argentina game. I didn't fancy staying up to watch Dynamite, although I did watch Dynamite and finished it not that long ago. I want to say to every one of you guys that is watching this, right? It proves to me when I say about this that when you look at the way certain wrestling things has been over the years, you've literally have those standout moments or those standout matches. But the problem where it lies when it comes to something like AEW providing for you guys at home, I know not many fans like AEW, but I like AEW what they stand for. Even though yes, there's a few teething problems such as the tag team division. I feel like it's needs more utilization because whoever's got the belt should be utilizing it a lot more than they are utilizing it, and that's just me being honest. Because considering they do have bangers of tag team matches, just for absolutely nothing like a win or a loss or a draw, it seems pointless when you need to have the belts involved. So there you go. I do find some things that are really niggling away at me, even in 2026, when it comes to the likes of AEW. And that's saying something because people think it's always plain sailing when I do watch AEW. But when I say that where wrestling has its moments or favorite matches and so on like that, but when you look at the bigger spectrum and the bigger plethora of talent they've actually got, the reason why I feel like certain people are not talked about as much as they earn their flowers to do what they do is because everything is outshining everything at the moment, and it's all guns blazing or all cylinders full throttle towards redemption. And I'm looking forward to redemption, especially one match in particular. Even though I do look like what has been set in stone with like Tekla and Willow Nightingale, I've got a good feeling that's going to end up probably a triple threat all in London between Mercedes Monet, Tekla, and Willow Nightingale. I've got a gut feeling that's going to happen. That'll be an amazing match in itself. That proves how much fire and all cylinders towards the women's division, how great it is. But when I say about match after banger after banger after banger, they're future proofing themselves week in, week out, as of late within the last 3 years, they've been doing that. Plotting seeds towards where you look at the basically all the basically where AEW first started, it was like the four pillars that people talked about: the likes of MJF, the likes of Sammy Guevara, the likes of Darby Allin. Then you look at the one person that I missed off. Comment down below which you think was the fourth member of that fourth pillar that everyone was talking about. Then you look at fast forward to what actually is happening today. You literally see how much future proofing they are doing to themselves because they're taking them risks that I love about professional wrestling. When you've literally got so many people coming through the ranks that I'm not even going to name everyone because I'm not going to be. It'd be such a long-winded video because I don't want to hog too much of your time. Because at the end of the day, it's hot weather here in the United Kingdom, or maybe hot weather wherever you are in the world. But I can say this much, and I tell you this much for free. Yes, I've not seen that catchphrase for a long time, or have I? Comment below when you last heard me say that. But I just want to say this, and I'm literally being blown away with what they're doing. They are taking risks, which I love about the risk because when I say about future proofing themselves, look how many people are coming through the ranks and people are talking about from watching their matches. They keep pulling banger after banger, banger, I've literally said. But one guy is standing out to me how much work they've actually put into him, which I never thought in a million years when you look at the likes of Jet Speed splitting up. I thought they were going to be tag team champions at some point, but no, it didn't happen that way. You look how much effort they're actually putting into the likes of um, Kevin Knight going forward, being the TNT champion and being a heel the way he is, but then he's facing at the pay per view. This is what I mean by taking risks and putting someone else in that spotlight instead of having the stereotypical faces. Yes, we've already got the World Heavyweight Championship match set in stone, but there's going to be a curveball because they're putting a world title heavyweight match on at Redemption. Lo and behold, Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight. Now that's an interesting achievement to actually see Kevin Knight to be put into the main event picture to see how he actually pans out to be in that main event scene because we know full well possibly that the likes of Kenny Omega, yes, will go toe to toe with him, make him look $1 million. Kevin Knight will make himself $1 million. He's already over like crazy, like as a monster heel. But yes, he needs a lot more work to it. Although when you look at the bigger picture and the bigger spectrum and the bigger perspective and the prospect, what is going forward, you look how much they're actually investing into this young talent crop of guys coming through. You look how much the likes of Kevin Knight has had all the focal point and the forefront onto him being the TNT champion, although he's taking on Kenny Omega, which is going to be an amazing match in itself. This is what I mean by banger after banger after banger. Then you look at when you look at Kyle Fletcher, he's he's been he's the proto star, granted, but he's literally producing good shit every time when he's entering that ring and doing what he's doing to pay for the masses. This is what I mean when you look at certain talent that are coming through. You look at the likes of Willow Nightingale coming full circle, like I've mentioned in the previous video. That's come full circle for her. When she first started into the likes of AEW, she was feuding with Mercedes Modane for the strong New Japan Pro Wrestling strong title when she first came into the company. Now she's potentially, if not, it's going to be a triple threat, potentially facing Mercedes Monet at All In. So it's come full circle for her because you look how when Mercedes Monet delayed to sign for AEW and join AEW because of a injury that she sustained from Willow Nightingale. Well, in the match against Willow Nightingale. So it's definitely come full circle for her. You look how many talent you've actually got in AEW. Don't focus on how small the venues are. Don't focus on how many tickets are sold. Just focus on the wrestling side of things and the storylines, what they've got in place. It's been on fire as of late, right? Because people criticize AEW for using small venues, still nitpicking towards that. It happened back in the day when it come to WWF, when Raw actually had it back in the day. And they used the bigger venues for the pay-per-views. But then you think about the pay-per-views, yeah, you got My EW, but some countries don't get that. So they have to pay for the pay-per-view or they use a VPN to get My AEW. But if you get what I mean, the door is so wide open for new crops of talent that taking risks with and seeing how they prevail going forward. And this is what I love about AEW, what they're actually offering, because they take those risks. I did a video, they just get it right. They are getting it right. I did a video earlier on this year, and what they've actually done with Tekla has been amazing. You know, there's so many talent I would be here all day. How much they've actually shined through by watching AEW since 2019. And to say Will Ospreay's that close, one pay per view away to main eventing at Wembley Stadium in his home country, is a massive achievement in itself. But then when you look at the bigger spectrum of it, could he prevail being that champion to carry on that championship, to carry that championship, to carry the company on his back? But the catch is, and the massive catch is, he can, but AEW's not built up that way. It reminds me when, how to put it, when you look at the way WWE was in the Attitude Era. Yes, I was technically not a fan of it, but some aspects, because it overshadowed what the Attitude was all about. Some of the matches was actually fantastic back then, don't get me wrong. But you look how many people they've actually brought through the ranks when it was literally the Attitude Era. You had numerous of faces facing for that number one spot of the company. Even though if they had the obviously the invasion angle, yeah, fair enough, it could have been a lot better, but obviously Time Warner and all that lot. But what I'm saying is to you guys is the amount of faces you literally had to run that brand is the same way as what I feel towards the likes of AEW in 2026, because you got that many faces that I feel like, yeah, fair enough, Will Ospreay could be the face of the brand because he's been built that way, and it's great to see him actually getting that opportunity in 2026. Because you look how great it's been, you know. But I've expecting this. I'm expecting him to turn on John Moxley all in at Wembley now, massively, more than ever, and set up for All Out. And there you go, boom, straight away, great match. It's gonna be that's where Will Ospreay finally gets his revenge on the likes of John Moxley. That's the end of technically that story. But I'm wondering where they're gonna go with after that sort of aspect to Will Ospreay. What is next for in that, if you know what I mean? What is going to be the next storyline they're going to put in place for the likes of Will Ospreay? Because this has been building for months on end now. And it's been actually a fantastic achievement for the AEW to have a strong storyline that has kept people captivated, that does actually watch AEW and appreciate what AEW stands for. And I'm intrigued to see which direction, who's he going to face after All Out at, is it Full Gear? Following that one? I think it's Full Gear. I could be wrong. Comment down below. But that's what I mean. It's like you literally, it's just mind blowing when I think about it still now. That how much Kevin Hart has been. Sorry, I knew I'd say it. I knew full well when I look at the Kevin Knight how much he's matured in that company, how much people back him as a heel, how much people do like him, and it's just incredible to see these young crop of talent that is coming through the ranks. I'm still blown away that we're actually going to get Kenny Omega versus Kevin Kevin Knight. I'm really impressed with that idea. And so many other matches that we've already got confirmed for Redemption. I'm really excited to see this pay-per-view. I might not see it live, but I might watch it later on. Obviously, because I've got to go somewhere for 9:30 in the morning on the fucking day after. But other than that, guys, unbelievable. Just the hype that I feel towards Redemption at the moment is just insane. It really is. It's a talking point, don't get me wrong. But I love how they take those risks to put someone else in that fold. Not the stereotypical faces to be in that main event picture. That's interesting to me. But anyway, guys, I'm off. I hope you like this video. Comment, obviously, and subscribe. Until next time, guys. Catch you guys later.